I don't know. You could pee outside. Like, sometimes you just gotta pee, and
women aren't able to pee outside. You kind of can.
You can, obviously, in times of need, but I feel like it's easier to just whip it out. And
all
just
right,
pee
that's the
wherever.
big advantage, boys. We can urinate in the woods. Okay. Go ahead.
I'm going to say that it's probably half and half. I would say that women do have privilege on some things.
Mm-hmm.
So like they were saying, free drinks, pretty privilege, pussy power, like that's very real. But when you're looking like in the workplace, I feel like men have the upper hand. Women are still looked at as if we are not as much as them. And let's talk about how there's no woman in power like ever. So when, where, tell me. You're making
Kamala
that face
Harris.
Where? But like main woman in power, that's like what the first one.
And she's the vice president too.
I mean, Germany has Merkel.
Well, I'm not going to talk
Merkel.
off of people from other places. I'm talking about like here.
Oh,
I don't know
United
about
States?
other places. I don't have knowledge on other places.
Who's the speaker of the, or previous speaker of the House? Nancy Pelosi.
But
She's up there.
But
Yeah.
compared to men, let's compare it to men.
Yeah.
And that's what you're saying. Like,
Mhm.
do I think men have more, or more, whatever you said?
Okay, so you're talking about like the president of the United States.
I'm talking about in the workplace. So,
Okay, so like
in a sense, that's
CEOs.
like in the workplace. Yeah.
Okay.
So like I said, I feel like women are still not held as high as men. And, no, I mean, my answer to that question is no, I would never want to be a man. I love being a woman.
Okay.
And my answer is, yeah. So.
Okay, so all right, so you brought up the discrepancies in terms of political power and men occupying the highest positions and CEOs,
The majority of them
VPs.
for years and years and years.
Okay, why do you think that is?
I don't know. Because women, I mean, for a long time we were oppressed. So it's still to this.
Women were oppressed?
You gonna say that they were not?
Hmm?
Back in the day?
When?
Like
When were
way
they?
long ago. What do you mean? Like back
When?
way long ago. I'm not gonna like, I don't know the specific
You should
years.
know, Brian,
You
with all
should
your
know,
facts.
exactly. Like 1800s, early 1900s.
No,
women
it was
definitely
like
were.
in the 1900s, we could barely vote.
They had to fight for
Oh,
women's
God.
rights. They had to fight for them. We did not have the same rights as men.
Okay, so we touched on a lot of things here. We talked about the pink tax. We talked about the workplace. I'm assuming you're also talking about the pay gap.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about women's lack of voting rights in the early 20th century and 19th century. So, I mean, where do we begin? Well, first off, why don't we, Eric, were you able to pull up the pink tax thing? Can you zoom in? Scroll up. So this was investigating the pink tax, evidence against a systematic price premium from women, University of Chicago, Northwestern University. Keep in mind, these are women who were doing this research, by the way, so FYI. So the pink tax, well, should I read it? I don't know. I'll let you guys read it, but basically, if you want to reference this at some further point, but basically this debunks that there's a pink tax. Okay, so we can link to that later.